the rules for obtaining the images by a convex lens. We have three rules, and before drawing the ray diagram, you all must keep these three rules in your mind. Your first rule says that the incident ray, which is parallel to the principal axis, after refraction from this convex lens, it will pass from the focus. This is the first rule. The second rule says that if incident ray is passing from focus, then after refraction from the convex lens, it will be parallel to the principal axis. Third rule says that if ray is passing from the optical center, then this ray will pass undeviatedly, that means without changing its path. Now the ray diagram for different positions of the object. Our first case is when object is placed between optical center and focus. Students, we have two focus for this convex lens or concave lens. Actually, if the radius of curvature is same for both the surfaces, these two focal lengths must be equal. So, a situation is given in which this object is placed between the optical center and this focus. Now, we need to find out what is the characteristic of the image formed by this kind of lens in this situation. Out of these three cases which we have discussed earlier, that means the rules, we can use any two rule to draw the ray diagram, because for drawing the ray diagram we need only two rays. We use the ray which is parallel to the principal axis. After refraction it will pass from focus, so we'll pass this ray to the focus. The second rule I have used, that is the ray which is passing from optical center, after refraction it will be passed undeviatedly. Now you can see these two rays are brought, that means these two are the diverging rays. They will never going to meet. So if we draw the rays backside, then we'll get a meeting point, but this meeting point is not real, it is virtual, and we'll get a image over here. So the characteristic of the image, you can see the location is, this image is on the same side of the object, but it is beyond focus. Second, the nature of this image is virtual and erect. You can see this meeting point is not real, it is virtual. And you can see the object size is this and image size is this. That's why we're getting the enlarged image. Our second situation, when object is placed at focus. So we'll place the object at focus point, that is F1. This is our object, let it be AB. Now use the any two rules. Our first rule, the ray which is parallel to the principal axis, after refraction it will pass from focus. So we are passing the ray from the focus point, that is F2. And the second, passing from optical center, it will move undeviatedly. You can see from the diagram, these two rays are parallel, and parallel rays will never meet either this side, or if we draw the ray in the backward direction, they will never going to meet. So we can say that the image will be at infinite. That means image size will be highly enlarged, because it is on the other side of the lens. It will be real, obviously, and real image it will be inverted because it is below the principal axis. So it will be real, inverted, highly enlarged, and the location of the image is on the other side of the lens. Now our third case, when the object is placed between first focus and between F1 and 2F1. This is F1, this is 2F1, and our object is placed over here in between these 2 points. Now do the same thing. The ray which is parallel, it will pass from focus. We are passing the ray from focus. And second, from optical center. When you enhance the lines, you will get a meeting point. This meeting point will get the image. As per the size, you can see this is the object size and this one is the image size. So it is enlarged or magnified. It is below the principal axis, so it is inverted. And one more thing, it is on the other side of the lens, or actually these two rays are meeting at a particular point. That's why this image is real also. And it is formed beyond the 2F2. That's all about these three cases of the image formation.